Bringing you news, politics, and whatever else tickles my fancy. Welcome to the Ho Ho Show, and I'm your host, Ho Ho. All right, broadcasting live from the attic. You can check out my website, thehohoshow.com. You can follow me on Twitter. You can email me, hoho@thehohoshow.com. You can check out my YouTube channel, find me on Facebook, and the call-in number, as always, is 217-917-4405 if you want to call and be part of the show. A proud member of Weaponized Sloth Productions. Welcome to the Ho Ho Show, and as always, I'm your host. I almost got that all in time. Ho Ho, and I am joined, special guest in studio this evening with Matt.
Hello, everybody.
That's right. He is co-host of the Machine Radio Show, which is live every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. I also got a couple other people in here, too. They're probably going to end up adding to the depravity, which is amazing. No? Oh, come on, you wuss.
Oh, we know it's going to happen.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. We're going to swing stuff your way, and it'll be, wait, no, not like that. Anywho. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. See, I have on here, welcome Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Stream Me, and welcome Periscope, people. Yes, it is going to be an awesome, good show. All right, so this week, my coworkers, my friends, my pals, they made me go to Freedom Vape, which is a place that I frequent, like, all the time. You know, I buy all kinds of stuff there. I am a vapor, you know, obviously. You guys have seen me do it. Freedom Vape. Oh, good stuff. So it always seems to be in view of the camera. It always does, too. You know, you just got to do it, you know. But they went in there because I had ordered something, you know, from them while I was out on the road. And, of course, I just, you know, did a group, conference call whenever I did it because I didn't want to hang up with them while I did that. So I just, conferenced the whole thing together. And one of my coworkers was like, dude, there's no way that these guys, that everybody just knows you as Ho-Ho. I'm like, oh, yeah, people, all kinds of people know me as Ho-Ho. They're like, no way. So, you know, I was like, yeah, this is Ho-Ho. And they're like, oh, it's Ho-Ho. So, yeah, of course they knew me by that name. And he was like, you know, he laughed. He thought it was funny. And he was like, oh, we're so going in there with you one of these days. I'm like, oh, no, you're not. Oh, yes, we are. No. So, needless to say, they embarrassed the holy hell out of me. I was red before I even got into the place. I mean, my face was as red as the red on his shirt. Not yours. You're not wearing red. He's got red. I can't see your, never mind. I almost said it. Never mind. But, so, yeah, they embarrassed the holy hell out of me. Absolutely hilarious, though. I mean, it was fun. It was a good time. I know they're going to, I told them they can't do that again. But, like, I know that's not going to work.
What are friends for?
I know, exactly. That's pretty much what they say, too. It's like, that's what we're here for. I'm like, no. So, I brought you onto the show. One of the reasons why I brought you on, because I was wanting to, and this is pretty much going to cover the entire first segment of the show, by the way, just so you guys know. We're going to be talking about Weaponized Sloth Productions and your upcoming show that you got going on. You're still working on a name, however. Now, you just told me about that.
Yeah, because I got shot down. I did some research, and some of the names I had picked out are already taken.
Right.
So I'm kind of bummed out about that.
Right. Really good names, though, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you told me about those names. So, so what kind of show are you going to be doing?
More working towards the world of geekdom.
Right.
So, I mean, it could range from tech and electronics, video games, to cosplay and LARP. I mean, a lot of these are hobbies that I'm into anyway.
Right.
So, yeah, and it'll just be utterly amazing because, some of it I'll be traveling to places and getting live interviews with people. And
Right. Yeah. And you've told me about some of that stuff, and that sounds pretty kick-ass, and that's one of them things that, one of my coworkers, I mean, he's involved in doing, you talked about LARP, but one of the things that, he's involved in that too. And I know you two know each other.
yeah.
Maybe not necessarily like each other, but I know you guys know each other. And, that's one of them things about that I, yeah, one of the things that I like about that is more or less it's an aspect of what you are teaching, teaching children, teaching, young boys in how to become men, and that's one of them things because it's not about, what you see them do. What they do is more of what goes on. I don't really want to say behind the scenes, but, it's just what, just your overall teachings of what you teach people, and just care to elaborate?
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, I think a lot of it has to go with, we've in like the LARP group that I run, we have a lot of kids that come from broken homes. So a lot of them, they don't have a male father figure that in their life, and it's rough. That's a rough path to have.
Oh yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah, that's one thing I consider myself very fortunate that, not only, both of my parents were there, but both of my parents were, more or less involved and engaged. And I, on that aspect, I very much consider myself very fortunate in my family structure. But I know that that's, in today's day and age, it's more and more of a rarity to actually see that, so.
Yeah. And, I mean, a lot of the kids that we've had or have been, I don't know, I say junior high, high school that we've had. And, to make an impression on them in the short amount of time that you have, because a lot of them, honestly, when it starts out, they don't know what they're going to do after school.
Right.
But by the time it's over with, I've seen numerous kids go off to college, go off to the military.
Right.
And
your own children are a testament to that,
Yeah.
So that's pretty kick-ass, so.
And I've seen these kids make things of themselves, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
It's one of the things because, it's like they were part of my, they were part of my family too,
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you guys are, just like scouts. I mean, you are involved in their lives and you have an opportunity to just speak into their lives good things and, to encourage them and to, just teach them how to go on with that next step of life, and that's ultimately that's what you're there for in a matter of speaking, so that's pretty kick-ass. So, yeah. And your show in a lot of ways is going to be, definitely that type of thing is going to be included into that. I am sure it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, because there's many different LARPs out there. A lot of them I have, I do a lot of cross gaming. So I've got connections and I've got footholds into a lot of different games. Some of them not so much. I'm working on that.
Right.
Because I want to bring them all in into
Well,
this. So.
One of the ones you were talking about is a guy who is a youth pastor, is it? Or I know he's a because one of his LARP name is priest, so I mean I know he's involved in the religious, the churchy aspect of it, so I thought that was just, pretty kick-ass with you linking arms with, various groups and that being one of them. I thought that was cool.
And that's one of them, and being able to reach. And he's got a kind of a younger crowd than what I have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot of his players are younger.
That's cool.
So, and it's awesome, to see these kids grow up and move on and be able to instill those knightly traits into them.
Exactly. And that was one of the things I was hinting on that I was kind of wanting you to fill in on that. Of course, I didn't let you know about that though. I was going to keep that a surprise. So knightly traits, expand on that a little bit more?
Expand on it.
Yes.
Oh, they keep. Let's see. Some of them is honor,
Precisely.
courage, bravery, and like those two, it's not necessarily charging in, and not being afraid. No, you're absolutely afraid,
Right,
but you do it anyway.
It's how you use that, that fear and whatnot, and that's, yeah. But that's one of the things, and this kind of coincides with an episode that I actually did on Religion Ho-Ho's Way, with regarding manhood, and that's something that in today's culture, because you had the Spartan culture, there was a ceremony, revolved around that, you're leaving childhood and you're going into adulthood, and the same thing goes with the, the Jewish faith, and there's many other ones out there like that. And especially in today's culture where manhood is more or less frowned upon, and, we're crucified for our, how we are, to actually see that getting instilled in a younger generation to where they can actually understand what it truly means to become a man, to be a man. And that's just pretty cool. You just don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
We live in a highly feminized culture, if you will. So that's one of them things that Boy Scouts. Yeah. So one of the other things that I was wanting to talk about is, of course, with the Weaponized Sloth Productions. I'm very excited about that. Very kick-ass. I love the name.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. I love the name. I've already done I better not say that. Yeah, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I love the name. The name is just amazing. The picture that he came up with, as far as the logo, the graphic on it, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, let me draw you the picture, guys. It is a sloth with body armor holding a American flag. America. And he is riding on a cheetah that is also wearing body armor. It is an amazing picture. It is awesome. It is great. I love it. It is so cool. And it definitely just paints the picture for who and what we are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, very patriotic. We're kind of slow, but we ride a cheetah to make up for the speed difference. I mean, come on. It's awesome. It just cracks me up.
Oh, even the sloth has a rifle slung over his shoulder.
Right, yeah, I forgot about that. Yes, he very much does, and yeah, of course, he's got to be holding that. And it's not just any flag. It's not a 50-state flag. It is I can talk, really, I can. English as a first language is a motherfucker, but it's there. So, he's holding of course, this isn't, precise because he was, constricted with size and whatnot, the room that he had to work with, but it is basically the circle stars of the original flag, the 13 original states, so I thought that was actually very, very cool too, because it honors our founding and what we originally were founded upon during our foundation things. I tried to throw more founding things in there, but I kind of failed on that. I just figured once I win, I just might as well just keep going with it. So another thing I wanted to throw in there as well, I have a announcement that I am going to be, a move that I am going to be making. I am now on month 3 of doing this show, and one of the decisions I guess I made is to more or less make my show more family friendly, because my goal is to eventually go, by March, I'm wanting to, because through Spreaker, awesome, love you guys. They have that. Oh, I better check some stuff. Enjoy. Hey, cool, hi. Okay, no chat. Okay, very awesome. So, but one of the things that that Spreaker puts available is to, it allows very easily for you to apply and asked for acceptance into getting put on iHeartRadio. So that is, a definite goal of mine. They got a couple things that, you got to have a certain amount of shows. They want you for consideration to have a certain amount of followers. So, of course, if you guys like the show, please, log in to create an account in the Spreaker. Like the show, and same thing goes with YouTube and all those other platforms out there as well. If you guys like the show, subscribe and like the episodes. Hairball. That was a good hairball, too. That was awesome. I love that hairball. So anyway, I want to keep that. I want to save that puppy for later. It's going to taste amazing. I'm going to put some hot sauce on it. Hand that here. Yes, I'm going to put some hot sauce on that one. This is Wicked Tickle. I love the name. Ghost pepper sauce. Yeah. I haven't had it yet. Haven't tried it. I'm kind of a wimp. I'm afraid to. Just try. I'm going to put it on stuff. Huh? Oh, you tried it? Oh,
yeah,
so
she
what
tried
you call?
a little bit of
What
it.
are you calling me a little girl now? Is that what you're doing? Maybe I am. But anyway, so with me going and being, pretty much putting myself out there to be, considered for iHeartRadio, there's going to be certain things I can no longer say, because I'm wanting to do more of a family-friendly show. So, shit, piss, funk, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, twat, dingleberry. These are words I can no longer say, And also, it's not only... What? Thank you, George Carlin. Just thought I'd throw that out there. So there's... Just throw shit at me, which is one of the words I can no longer say. And one of the things that life has taught me is it's not necessarily what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
Like Brandon says, host of the Machine Radio Show, it is okay to say you pricked your finger, but it's not okay to say you fingered your prick. You can't say that, So, same words, different order, dyslexia kicks in. Also, you got things out there like, Jesus rode his ass into Jerusalem. You can say that because he did. Saul, whenever he was on the road to Damascus, he fell off his ass. You can say that, but you cannot say that he falled off his ass onto his ass, because if he fell on his ass, that's a bad thing. You can't say that. So, these are the things that I am now going to be limited on. So it's a process. I wasn't intending on, starting that process today. Today was just going to be an introduction into me starting the process today. Which is why I've thrown all the words I cannot say into this show, because it's fun for me.
Yeah.
What? She should...
I have 69 gems.
69, that's a very good number. It is an amazing number. That is actually the number of my trailer. I'm a truck driver. I have a numbered truck and a numbered trailer, and 69 is the number of my trailer. Hell yeah. I go on the 69 trailer all the time. That's right. So, do you have back to Weaponized Sloth. Because I forgot to mention some stuff in there. So, come January, midway through January or first part of February is when we're going to have the website up and going. We are going to be selling products on there. We've got, mugs, glasses, glass mugs.
Turned out amazing.
Yes, they did. They turned out really amazing. Originally, more or less, is what he was looking at doing was doing a some type of a decal on it. He was looking at doing, like some type of vinyl or some type of an ink press or something like that. But what he ended up doing, because he has a sandblast machine, he went towards the lines of etching into the glass with a sandblaster. And I tell you what he's done with them, I mean, them things look amazing. I mean, they really do.
Oh yeah.
A lot of he's put a lot of work into it already. Of course, special thanks goes out to Brandon Gatton on that one, host of the Machine Radio Show.
Hoorah!
Hoorah! Anyway, we are a bunch of goons. I know that we are, and I am okay with that. I accept it. And you all expect it, so it's okay. So we've got products we're going to be selling. We are looking into doing T-shirts.
Yeah.
Dude, the T-shirt idea I have may come alive. in Weaponized Sloth.
Awesome.
Yes. This idea is not patented, and I have shared this t-shirt idea with several people. And I might as well go ahead and put this one out here on this radio show, considering after tonight I will no longer be able to do this because I am limiting myself and taking away some vulgar content. Vulgar language. Actually, I don't really do vulgar content, just vulgar language.
Yeah.
Because I say all the words you're not supposed to say. So, but my t-shirt idea is amazing. See, let me paint the picture for you. On the front of this picture is going to be, or the front of this t-shirt is going to be a picture of a condom. And underneath that is going to be written, ribbed for her pleasure. On the back of this t-shirt is going to be a picture of Playboy Granny. I'm going to have to find out how I can do this legally and whatnot, but it will be done. And then underneath her is going to be written, wrinkled for mine. And all three of them did the face to palm, and that was epic. Totally reaction I was looking for. It is amazing. I've told all kinds of people that t-shirt idea, so that may now actually come alive.
Oh, Lordy.
Yes.
Lordy.
I am so excited. That is an amazing idea. Don't you put your finger in your throat.
I can.
Yeah, well, that was a finger. What's your finger attached to? You didn't put it out. The whole thing ain't going to fit. I don't know.
No.
Stop it. just, she is torturing me right there. It just, yeah. Giggity, giggity. I'm glad y'all can't see that. She snorted. That was awesome.
And you
Yes.
caught a little bit of it. I heard it
Yes.
a little bit.
I did too. That was
headset.
yes. The snort. That was awesome. Good times.
The snort
5.2 of the
heard round the world.
right. Not near as good as Gatton's fart. Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
that was absolutely hilarious. Oh, this is live, honey. There is no deleting it. Just
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, the fart heard round the world was epic. I remember listening to that episode. I was even told where it was at, and I was, oh wow! I really wish you guys actually would have been videotaping that one at the time, because to see you guys' facial expression when that happened
Oh, yeah.
would have been awesome. That was great. That really was. That was a good time. So with Weaponized Sloth Productions, we're going to be, of course, selling products, as I've already stated. We are also going to be linking the radio shows of everybody who is involved. So you're going to have both of my radio shows tagged onto there. Probably going to be doing an encoder page on it with both of my shows, with the Machine Radio show, with your show whenever you get that up and going. We've also got other people that we are looking into, doing some type of programming on there. Of course, we have options as far as, getting that up and going and getting that basically broadcast where you can do that live. We have options. So, and one of the things that I like about yours is it is also, because with mine, you got a religious-based show. You have a news and what the fuck ever it is show with mine. And then you have, Brandon's show, which is more or less the same thing. In a matter of speaking, our shows are definitely different, but we're both doing news commentary type of a thing. So
It's just done in different styles.
Exactly. So to be able to, just throw more of a variety into it is really what we're looking for. So I'm definitely excited about yours, and with some of the other people that we're wanting to get involved in it, it's I'm definitely excited for it. I mean, the possibilities are amazing.
Oh, yeah,
And then-
I know. I
wow.
am super excited.
Yeah, I can't wait to really get the ball rolling on this and just see what happens. I mean, just totally. So, yeah, I'm excited as hell.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping for, I mean, the date I've set is spring. Because right now holidays are hectic.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Work, I've got one guy short, so the three of us that are left are working 7 days a week.
Right,
which we
right.
finally got a guy. I got to get him in next week and train him. And put him, and then after that, I can get him on the schedule, hopefully by the end of the week, and then that way
Right.
we can all go back to normal, and I can have day off, because next Friday will be day 19. that I've
Working
worked.
straight, right? Yeah. Which, I mean, yeah, you've been doing like some just all kinds of hours.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, it's been. I'm sure it's been hell on you. I'm sure it has been. So, but yeah, so I'm definitely excited, and that with work too, with where I work, and I know this will be the first time I've really talked about it on air. But we are now fully staffed, so
Awesome.
my schedule should very much settle into the routine that it is supposed to be on. So of course I'm going to be doing the Ho Ho Show every Saturday at 7, and of course this one I'm doing early because I got shit going on today, and I am totally excited about that shit that I'm doing today. Dude. Okay, this was great. I had a random text message from somebody asking me if I wanted to go on a date.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh, it gets better. We have a back and forth on this, and allow me to read some of these. All right. So, yeah, you want to go on a date Friday? I'm like, what? Who is this? And she asked me if I was Ho Ho from the Ho Ho Show. I'm like, yes. Do you want to go skating? I'm like, yeah. Just things go. Okay. And then it came out that, well, my mom said it was okay. And the first thought in my mind was, well, if your mom says it's okay, well, then maybe we should do this. But I typed back something different. What the hell did I say? Oh, yeah, that's good to know is what I said. So I'm like totally like, what in the world is going on here? Who is this? So I called up a buddy of mine, one of those involved in the shenanigans that happened at Freedom Vape. Come to find out he was over at their house.
While this was going on?
While this was going on. And, huh?
I know who it is.
No.
Oh, well, they went skating. That's why.
Well, they're involved.
Oh.
Yeah, they're going. It's a big thing that we're doing, and it was, yeah. So that's just good time. So yes, I'm apparently going on a date with a 14-year-old tonight.
Awesome.
She's in junior high. Yeah. Okay, not actually. With all them sex scandals out there, I really should be more right. Yes, I should run for Congress. So, so 2018, I will be running for Illinois Congress. I'm going to get the ball rolling on some scandals early. I figure, just go big or go home. I mean, you just might as well. So, wow. There's all kinds of things wrong with me. I thought that was hilarious. So yeah, and it was and she ended up calling me, but it wasn't her that called me. It was the mom that called me because I'd never talked to her on the phone before. So she called me, and I'm just like so totally confused on what the hell's going on. It was so great. And then I did the conference call with him, with her and my buddy that I was already talking to, and they had to like separate rooms. Oh, it was great. It was a good time. Oh, they were messing with me so hardcore. It was great. Oh, I loved it. It was hilarious. Oh, wow. Yeah, it was fun. All right. So that concludes this segment. Half hour. Holy crap. Really? Yeah, I know, right? All right. When I return, I've got I've got a whole buttload of freaking news to get to. I mean, holy crap. There's a lot. There really is. I think I'll wait on that one. I'm going to start off with, since I started talking about Congress, we're going to talk about a little bit with Al Franken coming up, and then some of the other sex scandals that has been out there, the other names that have been thrown in there since. So just a few minutes, ladies and gents, and when I return, Al Franken. That's right. right, we are broadcasting live from the attic. Welcome back to the Ho Ho Show, and again, I am your host, Ho Ho, and I am joined in studio with Matt, the co-host of the Machine Radio Show. So, this will be the first time I've actually gone into here. This is cool. Yeah, so I put like everything in Flipboard that I use. It is my go-to hub, my one-stop shop for anything, everything, and all things news. I screwed that up totally. I totally screwed that up. All right, let's see here. Let me get to this. You know what? I really should have done that while the music was playing instead of doing this now. Franken, Mr. Al Franken, goes down swinging. Nope, that's not it. All right. Now, the bad thing is, yeah, here it is. The bad thing is there's so much news articles that I put into here. I mean, this week has just been packed full of just stuff going on and whatnot. And, you know, I have listened to this most of the week, and I hate this. Are you kidding me? You're going to do it again? You want to do it again to me? So this is the first time that I've really used Flipboard on my computer. Normally I just use it on my phone, and it works, you know, relatively well. I have no problems with it. But this thing, they put so much stinking crap in it, pop-ups and whatnot, and I freaking hate pop-ups.
Oh, I'm not a big fan of
Oh, I fucking hate them. So we are explicit on this episode. The last episode that I canceled, I might as well get all my shit, piss, fun, tits out there. You know, English as a first language is a cockasucker. It really is. I hate it. So, Al Franken then, and this happened the 7th, I believe. All right, let's just boil it down. He didn't apologize for any of the sex allegations that happened. Either one, he basically denies that they ever happened, or it's not that I did anything wrong. It was it was their optics. They misunderstood me. I'm misunderstood. And that's what his entire argument was. And he didn't put a definitive date for him stepping down. It will happen in the upcoming weeks. And I was listening to, another show, and they were talking about this, and I'm pretty much in agreement with them that they pretty much are under the impression that he is going to more or less wait to step down, just kind of see what happens with these allegations, whether they're going to blow over and he'll be fine, or, with him stepping down has pretty much been demanded from other groups out there and whatnots. And I think he's waiting for, what's going to be going on with Robert Moore.
Yeah, and honestly, I believe that's what he's waiting on, too.
Yeah, I think they're going to wait for him to, for the election and to see how that ends up landing. And then he's going to make a big spectacle of himself wearing spectacles, because he does. He does, doesn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah, he wears spectacles. So they're going to make a big spectacle of him wearing spectacles, not apologizing for what he's done, but stepping down. And, of course, whenever he did his speech, he was more or less throwing, talking about President Trump and talking about Robert Moore and whatnot. And that's just one of them things. I mean, he's like, oh, you've got, here you guys are, throwing me under the bus with this, but, look at our president who blah, 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 blah. And it's like, really? Clinton?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Clinton, big time.
Yeah. And for those people out there that want to say that Hillary was just nothing more than an innocent bystander and everything, who do you think shut people up? And who shut the females up with everything that was going on? There is proof of this, not just allegations, but proof that she was personally involved in the cover-ups and shutting people up and threatening them. So, I mean, she wasn't an innocent bystander, yes. But she was not an innocent bystander in this, not at all. But that's what, more or less, what I think their game plan is. That they're just going to wait for Robert Moore, and they're just going to make a big thing of it. And talking about this whole, sexual harassment allegations type of thing, a new one that I had heard about, let me close this one out and find the other one. I think this is way the flock down here. And notice I said flock instead of fuck. Oh, wait, shit. I wasn't supposed to do that. The next person that I actually heard about with allegations on him as well, and right now I'm looking at pictures. I'm not even looking at headlines. Oh, yeah. Did you see this one?
No. I did not get to read the article.
Yeah, I haven't
floated through, and I haven't got a chance to check it out yet. So I'm not really sure what's going on.
Yeah, and me neither. I haven't actually read that one. What can I say? I looked at her picture and I was like, oh, and then I read that she was, and then it was like, oh.
Alrighty then.
I won't even say what actually came across because my mind is not quite right. My mind has issues. My issues have issues. And so, yeah. But the person whom, and right now I'm just looking at pickers because I am trying to find this picker of this guy of whom I am wanting to talk about. And I do not see his picker yet. Oh, nope, that ain't it. Is that it?
I thought it was farther down.
Oh, it's farther down?
I thought I
Okay.
had seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll
go
just
back
go
over
all
it.
the way down. There it is, right there. All right, so this headline, let's see, came out of BBC News, Entertainment and Arts, whatever. Came out today, it looks like. No, wait, is today the 9th? Today is the 9th. I don't even know what time it was. Sometimes these things tell me, sometimes they don't. Headline, Dustin Hoffman faces new sex abuse allegations from co-star. I don't even know who the co-star was. I didn't actually. Oh, from 1984. Cool. But that's one of them things, like, because, Who's His Face had that movie. Mel Gibson had that movie. What women want. I don't even. I had a text message. Why are you in my text messages? Really? Oh, yeah, okay. That's something different. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anywho, but you had Mel Gibson, with What Women Want. And you have actors like Dustin Hoffman, and, there's a lot of other ones who has done this. There was Tom Hanks. There was Robin Williams. But Dustin Hoffman was actually one of the first, and that is men who have worn dresses.
In Hollywood?
Yes, in Hollywood.
Hollyweird?
Yep, Hollyweird, yes. But you had Dustin Hoffman. He did Tootsie, which was an amazing movie, actually,
Yeah,
by the
it
way.
was. It was a great movie.
And then you had, which more or less is what Mrs. Doubtfire was in a matter of speaking, kind of sort of a remake of that. You had, and we just talked about this when with Tom Hanks with Bus and Buddies, an amazing TV series from back in the day. Very, very funny. But yeah, this was just one of them people that I would not have guessed with him, but which it's Hollywood, so I can't really be surprised. And that just reminded me of, with Corey Feldman with, his 1993, because he's been blowing the whistle on this for several years.
Yeah, it's just nobody was really listening.
Right, yeah. Nobody was listening because, in a matter of speaking, he was a guy. Mm-hmm. And it's one of them things, and I sad to say, but if he was a woman, they might have taken him more seriously.
Yeah.
And actually Alec Baldwin even came out with, he was basically sexually abused by, or, sexual advances were made towards him by gay peoples and whatnot. I guess he was talking on Howard Stern about that one, if I'm remembering my facts correctly. But that was a while ago. So yeah, now you've got, you have Dustin Hoffman, you've got Al Franken, you have what's that one? Kanye? Was he one of them who had allegations brought up against him? Well, okay, there's a buttload of them. You people suck. I'm in a group message right now, and that's just, it's blowing up. Okay, I'm putting that sucker on silent. But yeah, there's a lot of them out there right now. Kevin Spacey,
Yeah.
just so many of them out there right now. And it's one of them things that really paints a picture, and not a very flattering one, of how things operate in Hollywood. Not a very flattering picture at all.
Well, I think the top on that in Hollywood is going to peel off very soon.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to be shocked at who
Oh,
all
yeah.
is involved.
Well, I've had people ask me if they think it's just going to, basically be swept under the rug, or if it's going to, if the top's going to blow off of it. And my reaction was more or less like yeah. I mean, the top's going to blow off of this because the women now are feeling empowered by this, and it's just not going to stop. It's not going to stop now.
Yeah.
More and more people are going to be coming out, and, not only the closet, but just, with Kevin Spacey, but just more and more things going to be coming out with it. Why did he even say that, like thinking that was going to be a pass that he'll get away with it? That's what I thought was just, it flabbergasted me. Flabbergasted, that's a really good word. I like that word. Yeah. It flabbergasted me that he was like, oh, well, I'm gay, so it's okay that I, had, with a boy.
I think he's trying to play a card that will get him off the hook.
Mm-hmm. Like a house of cards?
Yeah.
Just like what you see what I did there? That was good, wasn't it? Yeah. That worked. Got to have a delay on that, and you got to throw the sound effects in there because sound effects are amazing. I don't actually have that as a sound effect. I should really get that as a sound effect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Yeah. I don't have that. Not at all. Not at all. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break here, and we'll start off with my next segment. After that, going to be talking about some net neutrality, a little bit of AI stuff, and Amazon stuff, and Siri and Alexa. I'm actually kind of, Siri and Alexa. A little bit of podcasting news as well, and some budget smartphone ideas that are coming out. I don't know when these are going to be released onto the market, but I'm excited to see it. So, a couple minutes, guys, and I will be right back. Welcome back to the Ho Ho Show, broadcasting live from the attic, and I am joined still with Matt.
Hi.
What's up, guys? That was his voice, not mine. Think they believe that one?
No.
No, probably not. No. Well, shit. Okay. Let's dive right back into this. So, this one we're starting off with net neutrality. An article came out of Fast Company, net neutrality protest coming to a Verizon store near you today. Woohoo! So, and this is actually kind of to, a redaction of something that I had said on a previous show talking about net neutrality. And this one they're talking about that next week the FCC will vote on a plan to scrap its own 2015 regulations called the Open Internet Order, which will prevent internet service providers from blocking or slowing down access to any sites that they don't care for. So that's one of them things that net neutrality is a good thing. Because as it is right now, that these internet companies are treated as basically as a cell phone, like a phone company, FCC class 2 or whatever that is treated as that it has nothing to do with the content. All it does is connect you with a server of where you're getting your content from. That they don't have anything to do with the content. All they're doing is connecting you. So if you eliminate net neutrality and you get rid of that 2015 regulation on that more or less instituted net neutrality, then you're going to have, like with cell phones not allowing you to access certain apps, not allowing you to access certain websites. They will, start to, dial back your uses for certain websites and apps and content, and they will limit content, and it will be a huge hindrance to your First Amendment right as far as freedom of speech and freedom of press goes, and really with freedom of religion and all that kind of good stuff. So, that's one of the dangers of, getting rid of net neutrality is definitely that. We don't want that.
No.
Especially with us being a, internet radio show hostesses and stuff. So, yeah. We want open and free internet is what we're getting at. And that is what net neutrality ensures. That's what net neutrality ensures, is a free and open marketplace for the transferring of ideas and all kinds of other stuff. And otherwise we would be limited. And limits are bad. Limits are the devil, as Bobby Boucher's mama would say.
Yes.
Yes. Don't you look at me in that tone of voice. Have you never seen...
Oh, she's seen it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I made her watch it.
I'm going to get a tattoo of Roy Orbison on my hind end. Oh, I'll do it. I'll have Ricky do it. It'll be amazing. I'll tell him the 2 nut jobs from the Machine Radio Show sent me.
Oh, yeah, because he'll get a discount.
I will get a discount. And I'll have Roy Orbison on my butt. It'll be amazing. I'll have Roy Orbison on one cheek and Elvis on the other.
Oh, what?
What? Anywho, all right, moving on. And speaking of net neutrality, this article, Amazon. Okay, I really put way too much stuff in here, and that's what I should try to do. Is once I get the order of things of how I want to put this stuff in here, and then I'll fill this thing up. That would probably be a really good idea for me to do in the future. I think I put this one way up here. Yeah, there it is. Wow, that was cool. All right, so this came out of, as soon as it actually loads up, The Guardian, not the ones of the Galaxy, the other Guardians. Headline, Google vs. Amazon, YouTube app pulled from Fire TV and Echo Show. So this is one of them things that net neutrality would help to basically eliminate, as that they wouldn't be able to hinder the flow of information and other stuff like that. That's one of them things that I can't really say as if I am surprised about it. I mean, they are competitors. That's one of them things that I heard that I was actually kind of flabbergasted about, was that they classify Google as having a monopoly. And you can't really say that they have a monopoly. Or at least it's not something that they have, they've grown to a point to where, in a matter of speaking, they're untouchable, especially with, like Google and, not with Google, with YouTube and some of the other facets out there. But you can't call their service and what they do a monopoly by any means, because they have competition. Yeah. A monopoly is where you are in an industry that you have no competition.
Like our power company.
Like our power company. They have no competition. It's just them. With public education, it's just them. There isn't, there is competition on that, because you do have, private schools, and we have a few private schools here in town, but, there's limitations on them that isn't put on public sector. But, that's what, in town, for instance, well, you can't really say that either, because, Walmart has competition.
Yeah.
Because there are other, not really department stores, not, name brand department stores like JCPenney or Target or anything like that here in town, or Pemida, which is what we used to have. But Amazon doesn't offer, they don't have a monopoly on the market. They may be the biggest name out there, but by no means there isn't a monopoly. So I don't even know what they're complaining on that one. Tongue-tied. I hate that. All right, this next story is actually, you have anything else to add to that?
Well, I was just kind of thinking.
Uh-oh.
What?
You were thinking.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like with other things that take off, where it opens a door, is when will it stop? If things are allowed to limit information coming in, certain things, it'll start branching out.
Oh, yeah.
Where you won't be allowed to, research history, or that'd be a bummer.
That's one of them things, though. They are actually taking history out of the public education system.
I've been hearing about that.
Yes, they are apparently doing that next year. It's just going to be basically a chapter that they include in civics class, but anything after something happened in history, they're no longer going to be teaching that. Basically, like the last 200 years or whatnot is not going to be taught in history, is not going to be taught in public schools anymore.
So parents need to start teaching their kids
you damn
properly.
Straight. Yeah. And I very much see, especially after one of the stories I'll be getting to later, a definite, I hope for, and I pray for a definite rise in private education. Not only churches, but just, the old school system, how they, just the old schools.
The old ways.
Yes. Thank you. Sometimes my mind doesn't want to cooperate with my mouth, and there are things I will never understand. People who prefer this bullshit over summer. Come on now, this isn't that bad.
I hate winter.
Winter is amazing.
Winter sucks.
Winter is amazing. Winter is amazing. I was born in a blizzard. I was conceived in a blizzard.
I was born during Big
Winter is amazing. February 28th, 1978. Paducah, Kentucky. In a motel room, my parents sat on the bed and discussed their children. Sometimes I ask my parents stupid questions, and that was one of the stupid questions I asked them. But back to the articles. AI is better at picking stocks than the stock market. And I read this, and I thought that was pretty cool. Come on. All you got to do is, I don't want to make this sound oversimplified, but whenever you have, like with today's day and age, with it being just an information-based era, and you have just so much information at the palm of your hand, all you got to do is be willing to use your thumbs and access it, is all you got to do, And when you have companies out there like E-Trade, so many E's out there really is. But with E-Trade, to where you have a history that is mappable and you can see it. And especially with, whenever you're talking with the, department stores and whatnot, how shopping trends are and whatnot. And this, it is a company that they invested. All right, here we go. All right, so they invested $2.5 million in a startup company that launched, and they were hoping. Or I'm sorry, let me rewind that a little bit. So they launched with $2.5 million worth of assets, and they were hoping to get $40 million by the end of the year. Instead, they got that within the first 2 weeks, and now they are looking to get something north of $70 million. I thought that was pretty freaking cool, because it was all the BS taken out of it, and all it did is an algorithm they did that just looked at the trends and predicted what was going to happen, and it did it accurately, obviously, very successfully. I thought that was very kick-ass.
That is awesome.
I thought that was totally cool. And since I've already touched base on some of this other stuff, you have anything to add on that?
On that?
Yeah.
No, I actually think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's amazing how, with computers and whatnot, it's amazing how far we've come.
Oh, yeah.
In a very limited amount of time. Another hairball. I hate hairballs. I really do. All right, the next story that yeah, here we go. Now, this story, and I talked about this a while back ago, and with the stuff that was out there with, the whole increase in the minimum wage and whatnot, and, the warning that has been put out there, by me and several other people, is that if you continue wanting to raise the minimum wage beyond what, a reasonable wage that that they will be willing to pay you, all you're going to do is strike yourself out of a job. Another hairball. And that brings me to this article. There are 170,000 fewer retail jobs in 2017 and 75,000 more Amazon robots. Yeah. That's just, of course, you're striking yourself out of a job, because that's one of the things. I mean, you have order kiosks that they are using now, and I know New York has them. We don't have them here yet, but I know New York has them, a lot of places. I mean, they are spreading. They are very much spreading.
Well, I think McDonald's here in town has got a thing that you can order it on an app on your phone,
yes,
and they will bring it out to you.
Oh, really? They'll actually bring it outside to you?
Yeah, you park in the area where you do everything, and
well,
they'll bring it.
They'll
run the food out to you.
Well, I knew that they had an app that you can basically order it from there, but I didn't know that that's basically how they were doing that.
Yeah.
That's cool. But, that's one of them things that it looks like on here is what they're, more or less looking at. And this is actually one of them things that it reminded me of Quickstar. Is that the right name? I don't remember. Huh?
Amway, Quickstar.
Yeah, Quickstar, Amway, yeah. So, and I know Amazon operates like this, which is what this article is talking about, but they have, there's a skeleton crew at these factories, these warehouses, and the whole thing is basically done by robotics. They're not done by people, it's done by robotics. Because everything has a location that it goes into, a number associated with it, and of course, your entire order is based off of those numbers and whatnot. So I mean, it's very efficient. It's it's amazing. I mean, I think it's really, really cool. But we are, that's just one of them aspects that, well, I mean, think about it. Who was the person who basically invented the assembly line?
Who?
Who is it?
Henry Ford.
Yes. Henry Ford is the guy who invented the assembly line. And it was to streamline production, to make it more efficient, and to, be able to produce a vehicle a hell of a lot quicker. And it succeeded. Mm-hmm. And you have, with certain aspects of, with this same thing with the union wars that were out there, that's one of them things that happened with them, is that more machines in the factory and fewer workers. Now, instead of a worker who will put a windshield on a vehicle, now you have a computer programmer and a machinist to fix the problem, and the guy putting the windshield on is now out of work. He has to go somewhere else. He has to, go back into education in order to, get a job relevant to the workforce, or he's just out of a job. And that's one of them. It's a good, bad thing. I understand, I mean, if you're the guy who puts windshields on, you're kind of, pissed about the whole thing. But if you're the programmer, and if you're the guy who does the maintenance on the machines, you're pretty ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to put it like that, but I mean, that's more or less what it amounts to. It's just changing with the times, And yeah, I mean, you've got people who are pissed off about it, and yeah.
Well, I mean, they can pretty well make a whole factory automated.
Oh yeah.
I remember
Absolutely.
reading a story about one of the big companies that they took a factory for printers,
Mm-hmm.
and it was fully automated, except for one person, because they could not get a robotic to plug a wire into a narrow area in the printer. So there was one person that sat in a chair to plug a wire in, but it did everything from starting up injection molding machines and making sure that they never ran out of material, to assembling it and even loading it onto a truck. It was all done by robotics.
Yeah.
There was two people, one person to make sure everything ran smoothly, and the one person plugging the wire into the printer.
That's just cool.
Yeah. You just sit there and just plug it in.
Yeah, so that's one of them things too. I mean, how boring and how horrible would that job be? I mean, holy crap.
Yeah, it's just
you. I would go nuts, and that's not a long journey. I mean, I'm like flirting with that line right now. I mean, it's just being truthful on this. Like, kind of changing direction just a little bit. Still keeping with the tech theme I got going on right now. This headline came from Quartz at Work. Really? Kind of a company is, whatever. Anyway, headline: Apple and Amazon are under fire for Siri and Alexa's responses to sexual harassment.
What exactly was Alexa's responses to sexual harassment?
I don't know.
Were these people sexually harassing Alexa, or?
Ooh, that's a question. That's a really good question. Inquiring minds want to know.
Somebody has.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's one of them things that it reminded me of Tink.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because he had his Apple, his iPhone that he had Siri, and he asked basically, do you like me type of a thing, or what is your stance on gay people? And Siri is a gay basher.
Really?
Yes, I told him, I go, how can you own a phone that does not like you based off of who you are? I'm like, really? So you're going to support Apple here, and you're going to put down my Android, who loves everybody, by the way? Well,
Android is far superior.
It is far superior. And, here you are, defending and advocating for a company whom has programming in its cell phone that it doesn't like you because you're gay.
Yeah.
Really? And, yeah, so, I mean, it was just... But this type of thing doesn't surprise me, especially with what you got going on with, all the sexual harassment things out there. But I thought it was hilarious. But one of the things that it did remind me of, with the new... I don't even remember what these things are called. These particular radios that they got going on now, the Alexis maybe, is that what I said? Yeah, with Alexis radios and whatnot, that they listen to you.
Oh yeah.
And I guess there was a case that was brought up that the gentleman had, that I guess he committed murder. He murdered his wife, and I guess the police were wanting to, they got in contact with Google and was, I want you to, release the recordings that you guys have of the conversations in his household. And Google was like, no, we are not going to do that. That is a violation of our terms and use, our privacy, for our customers and whatnot. And they weren't going to do it. But the guy was like, oh, no, go ahead. I've got nothing to hide here. There's nothing to see there. Go ahead. Release it. So he's in jail now. Yeah, exactly, right? That Ow, that hurt. I hit the, yeah, that hurt. All right. Next story. I don't even know where this one ran off to. Should I start at the bottom and work my way up, or start at the top and work my way down? Let's start at the top. I'll work my way down. Yeah. That sounds like a really good idea.
Have you seen some of these videos where you have people sitting around with Alexa and they're asking it like certain questions and like it either won't answer it or it'll try to be PC.
Right.
It'll try to be politically correct.
Well, Steven Crowder and I don't even know who it was, but they did a video where they was talking with their Alexas and, you know, with different issues and whatnot. And you can definitely tell that these are left-leaning companies because every single thing that was coming out of that little thing's mouth, speaker, was definitely left-leaning horseshit. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was, and it wasn't even trying to hide it. I mean, it wasn't even trying to be PC. It was just, yeah, I'm left. Deal with it. And that was a part of it that was just, wow, it floored me. Oh, there it is right there. So, all right, this next headline, kind of going along with the whole gadget, cell phone themey thingy that we got going on. Headline, this came out of, I don't know, all things mobile, it looks like. I don't know. Budget smartphones are about to get better and cheaper with Android Oreo Go. I like that picture. That's really cool looking. You see, that's an Android. Cool. That's cool. All right, I hadn't noticed that before. That's actually. It reminds me of Patch Adams.
Oh yes.
And that was a freaking hilarious part of that movie. Oh my God. Gynecologists everywhere are rejoicing. Anyway, basically is what this article is saying, that they have the a new Android operating system that is being optimized for low-priced or low-spec devices, making it to where they can do more with less. You know, so I thought that was cool. So that's going to be one of them things. It's going to be a definite bump to the, you know, to more of the budget phone people. Words are not my strong suit sometimes. But yeah, so a system, AI, and kernel have been optimized to run on a memory or RAM as low as 512 megabytes. That is low. I mean, holy crap, that is low. But, you know, I mean, that's one of the things, though. I mean, if you have an operating system that is made to run on higher RAM and you don't have that available, then you need something that is built to run lower tech. And that's one of them things that a term that they refer to as bottlenecking in the computer tech industry. And yes, I have been researching all kinds of computer geeky crap stuff because of me building this damn computer.
How's that coming along?
Ah, dude, I'm so excited. I've still got a lot to buy. I mean, I got a lot to buy, but I'm still looking at, you know, January to have that sucker built. So, you know, again,
awesome.
I mean, this sucker's going to walk, talk, chew tobacco, and spit. And if it ain't got a bucket handy, it's going to dig a hole and make one. There's something wrong with me. But yeah, it's, I mean, this sucker, I know I am going hugely overboard on making this thing. I mean, good grief. I've gone full on retard with this. I mean, I really have. I've just gone so over the top, and I'm going in the ways of excess. And I know that I am, but I don't care.
But you won't have to update it or worry about it for years.
I mean, truth be told, with what I'm going to be using this computer for, I should have a computer that will be optimal for what I'm using it for another 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
And I mean, I really should, because I am completely overdoing it. I mean, this sucker is going to be virtual reality ready. I don't have it. I know. I mean, of course, I don't have any need for that now. But considering I have a computer that will push it, maybe. I mean, it could be in my future sometime, you know. It'll be walking in on me, and I'm going to be, You know, they make gaming chairs. That was good, wasn't it? They make gaming chairs for like race car driving and whatnot. I mean, like, I mean, really cool stuff. I've seen videos on things that, I mean, yeah, I don't even know how much something like that would cost. I'm tempted though. I mean, I'm tempted to look. I don't want to look, but I'm tempted to look. You know. Yeah, I really am. I am tempted. I'm tempted as hell. All right, guys. Next segment coming at you right after this quick break as soon as I get there. Here we go. A couple minutes. Bear back. All right, welcome back to the Ho Ho Show. I'm still your host, Ho Ho, and
Matt.
That's awesome. All right, I'm a little on the ADD side. I don't know if y'all are aware of that. I hope you are. This headline, I'm going to move right into the next topic because this one's just, I mean, I got a lot to cover on this one. However, it really should go relatively quick, I hope, because a lot of these things kind of go hand in hand and are interjoined like Siamese twins. So it should be a really good time. And how I can make that correlation, I have absolutely no idea. That was funny. All right. Have you? Never mind. All right, so this headline, Jerusalem has been the home of the Jews for 3,000 years. To deny it is as Israel, they really misworded that. To deny it is Israel's capital is fake news. No, I think it's supposed to be as. But to deny it as Israel's capital is fake history. I'm sorry, not fake news, fake history. What did I write on that? That was it. All right, so, yeah, I mean, that's one of them things that everybody knows this already, you know, and that's one of them things that, and I read a thingamajigger about this, and this is actually kind of funny, you know, but Trump did a tweet, and it just basically, he put people in his place, you know, and this is where, you know, the whole three things in one, you know, so, intertwining and whatnot, but Bush did it, Clinton did it, Obama did it,
Yep.
but he's the first one to actually live up to his campaign promise and basically do nothing more than state the obvious.
Yeah.
You know, and that's more or less what it really boils down to on this. You know, yes, of course, you know, yes, Jerusalem is Israel's capital, you know.
Oh, I mean, come on. I mean, their prime minister's there. Their judicial system is there.
Mm-hmm.
Their Congress is there.
Mm-hmm. The president is there.
Yeah, their president's there.
Yeah. Their entire government resides in Israel,
Yes.
you know, or in Jerusalem. It's there, you know. So, and any time our foreign leaders or any foreign leaders visit Israel for the sake of Israel, they are in Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
Not Tel Aviv, Jerusalem. So, when were they actually talking about? Because I know, of course, this isn't something that's going to be done immediate. It's going to take time for them to do it. Was it sometime next year they were going to be like actually moving everything? You know, because I know they have to. You know, they have to get the embassy. They have to get the plans and start building it and whatnot. And then they got to take a cup of dirt and then take it over there too. You know, so, and they're going to be doing that on a special trip in Air Force One and whatnot. You know, the whole sovereign soil, guys. Come on, that's funny shit.
I never did find out a date on when they were doing that, but I know that the Marines were upping security in the embassy because you know you got people like the Palestinians that are a little butthurt, you know.
Oh yeah, Hamas, you know, and that's one of them things I'll go ahead and work on bringing up. Meow, but you have Hamas and all kinds of other people just. I mean, up in arms. I mean, you don't really see a lot of stuff over here on it, but over there, the Middle East, oh yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of demonstrations going on, and not, you know, necessarily peaceful ones. I don't think anybody has died yet. I haven't heard of any deaths out of it, but I mean, it's not a, you know, not the best of situations we got going on over there right now, guys. You know, and that's one of them things too. And this really brings me, because I've got like 3 or 4 stories, like right, bam, 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 that just coincide, and I'm trying to keep myself halfway. You know, halfway. I'm trying to find this article. Holy crap! It's not. I'm not finding it. Oh yeah, I already did that one already.
I think one of the reasons why there's a big uproar over it is because the UN was, you know, part of the agreement with the Palestinians was they were going to divide Israel up for the Palestinians.
Right, exactly.
And it's like, well, it's not UN's. That's not something that they can do. I mean, it doesn't belong to you.
Technically speaking, they don't have the authority to do that.
Exactly,
is what you're saying, yeah. And absolutely. So the headline that I was looking for, Hamas calls for third Intifada after U.S. recognizes Jerusalem as Israel's capital, which is, you know, so them are one of the guys who are, you know, all, you know, in butthurt mode about this. And bringing up what you were talking about, and I love this woman, I really do.
Oh, I watched her speech today.
You did? Oh, yeah.
It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. So this comes from the Right Scoop. Boom at United Nations. Nikki Haley brings the heat over Israel and the Jerusalem Declaration. And I mean, what she brings out and what she puts the UN in their place.
Yes.
I mean, she really does. I mean, she brings out the history as far as these other presidents that has done it. And it more or less, you know, brings out that, you know, all Israel does is, or I'm sorry, all the UN does is, you know, just they try to wreak havoc over Israel. Mm-hmm. You know, that they really are not for Israel. They are picking winners and losers, you know, and that's something that, technically speaking, they do not have the ability, or they are not supposed to have the ability to do, you know. Mm-hmm. And, oh, I had another thought right there, too. That was great. Shit. Mm-hmm. It happens. It does. Oh, yeah. The two states... Stop. Rewind. Play. The two states... Shit. Stop. Rewind. Play. The two-state solution. I'll say that slow so my mouth can keep up with this. The two-state solution. It's not going to work. You know, and that is one of the things that the UN, that other previous administrations, that the more or less the United States government wants. But that's the thing, though. You have... Okay, if you are a Palestinian that goes into the Israel-run sections of Jerusalem, you're fine. They are not going to do anything about you because Jerusalem, Israel, believes in live and let live. You know, we are willing to cut our city up in pieces to make you guys feel more comfortable about this, and so that this way you guys would just settle the fuck down. But if you are a Jew that goes into Palestine, oh, you're fucked.
Yeah.
They're going to beat the shit out of you. They are going to it does not end well. Yeah. It just doesn't. And you have, with Palestine, you have a nation
use that term loosely.
I very use that term loosely. Because it's not a nation. It is a outcasts is what they are. You know, these are people whom were kicked out of other nations, of other countries, and they wanted to flex their muscles and invade on Israel. And that's more or less all it amounted to. Okay? And that's more or less what Palestine consists of today. That's what they are about. They do not even believe in Israel's right to exist. So how can you have a two-state solution? Motherfucker, I'm going to get that out. I want to get it out right the first time someday. It will happen. But how can you have a two-state solution with another country, an entity that does not even believe in your right to exist, that wants to wipe you from the face of the planet? How can you have that?
You can't.
Precisely.
I mean, as far as Palestinians go, the way I look at them is they're nothing more than squatters.
Right. Oh, yeah. And that's what it amounts to, you know. I mean, come on. I've read the Bible, the Holy Bible.
The Holy Bible.
I know what it says.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it says. You know, I mean, okay. I might as well throw a little bit more history into this to really piss people off, because I love pissing people off is what I'm about. You know, I'm going to piss on somebody's parade right now, piss in their oatmeal, and have all kinds of good time. All right. So here's what the war amounts to. Now, I'm talking Muslim and I'm talking Christians. This dates way back when to Abraham having the prophecy about, you know, him being his name changing from Abram to Abraham, the father of many nations, with God giving him the prophecy over, you will be the father of many nations. Your children will be like stars in the sky. They will number that big. And you know, you will be given the promised land. Of course, Abraham said, you're full of shit. My wife is 84. It dried up long ago, God. There's not enough Vaseline in the world to cover that.
It
Are
just
you
spits
kidding me?
dust out.
It just, yeah. She queefs, there's white powder that flies out. Are you kidding me? That's what Abraham said to God. That's what it amounted to.
Paraphrase.
This is what you get on Religion Ho-Ho's way. This is how it comes out of my mouth. So, but that's what the Bible says. And that's why God goes, hey, you other chick over here, my concubine, I'm going to have sex with you. And then the illegitimate son of Ishmael was born. And then shortly thereafter, you know, he parted the Red Sea in Sarah, which was, you know, Abraham's wife. Did you like how I put that? That was very amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then, you know, Sarah gave birth to Isaiah. Fred. He gave birth to Fred. She did, the wife. So you have the Jews, which are the descendants of Isaac,
yeah.
Isaac, yes. Fuck's sake. And then you have Ishmael, and the Muslims who are descendant from Ishmael, the illegitimate son. That's what the fight over Jerusalem is. Because the Muslims, which, you know, Hamas, that's what they are. That's what they eat is hummus. And I have no fucking clue. But that's what this whole war is fought upon. So there you go. There is the biblical, going back to the Holy Bible. You know, there's where the history comes from. This is over 3,000 years old, people. How can you deny Israel, promised land, Jerusalem, capital? Come on. All right.
Well, they're wanting a birthright that does not belong to them because they're illegitimate.
Exactly. And that's what it amounts to. You know, 2 + 2 does not equal 5, people. It equals 4. Moving on. All right. This next headline. And, of course, I got to find this story again. Dude, I seen the picture on that one. That looks actually kind of cool. It looks a little on the gruesome side. I don't even know if I'll even get to that on this one. I thought it was neat, though. I thought it was definitely cool. So, the headline, Dems just tried to vote to impeach President Trump. And I'm still looking for the actual article. Of course, I cannot find it. I'm getting there. But I went ahead and I wrote down a couple. There it is. There it is. So on Wednesday, they had a vote to try to impeach Trump. And needless to say, it didn't. You motherfucker. See that shit? See that?
Oh, I seen it.
No, I'm not watching that. So they fell a little short on being able to do this. The vote was 364 to 58 to kill the effort to impeach Trump. They basically called him an unfit president. They accused him of creating discord and flaming hatred, not because they were gay, but evidently the hatred was flaming. I don't know. And committing high misdemeanors. So, misdemeanors. Yes, that word. So,
which all this stuff they had no proof on.
Exactly.
They
I
were
mean,
just
all this
spitting
crap
garbage.
that's all they were doing.
I want to know though when they voted this out if these people were laughing at them. I want to know you know what was going on.
Hey, hey, hey. See ya. Ow. Shit, that was a finger. Thank you, thank you. I'm here all week. Actually, I am. I'm on vacation this week. I am very excited about that.
Awesome.
Oh, my God. I know. All right, so. Oh, yes. Oh, I know. You don't have to say anything. I know.
If you hadn't said that, you would.
So next week, I'm going to be, actually this week, I'm going to be harassed sexually. I really tried to keep a straight face on that one. It just did not work.
I didn't have a straight face when I was laughing like that.
So, all right. So I'm sure you guys have read a little bit in there about, with Trump slurring his words and different things that had happened and whatnot. And one of the things that, because they were mad because Trump's, because they normally go to a normal physician. Mm-hmm. That I don't know what's normal about him, but they most presidents, they go to a physician in order to have their exam done, their yearly exam done, and I guess President Trump had not done that. He went to, I guess, his own. I don't know. It's not even in the story. I'm just speculating here. I'm speculating with spectacles on. I'm not wearing spectacles, but I'm still speculating. But basically, I'm not wearing your spectacles. But anyway. He is going to go ahead and make that, make his public exam records public. No. His medical exam public. Yeah, shit. English is a first language, man. I'm telling you. That was good. That was amazing. All right, so I just got to throw this one in here. No, I'm going to end on that one. We'll end on that. All right. Let's see. House Republican on GOP tax bill. Oh, yeah. This is really cool. So this headline, I'm kind of bouncing all over the place, and I absolutely love bouncing like basketballs, because basketballs are amazing. They bounce all over the place. Footballs are really cool on that aspect, too. House Republican on, yeah, there it is. So the headline, House Republican on GOP tax bill. This is a corporate tax cut, not a middle-class tax cut. All right, guys, let's get this fucking straight right now. A corporate tax cut is a middle-class tax cut. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Can I get an hallelujah?
Hallelujah!
Praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus.
Like I said, there is something wrong with me. But it is, okay, to think that corporations pay taxes, you are an absolute fool. They don't pay the taxes. You do as a consumer. So, a corporate tax cut will lower the cost of doing business, which will lower the cost of goods and services, which is a cut in taxes, because lower prices means lower percentage of tax cut. Hello.
Which means more money goes back into the business, which gets distributed back to the employees, and which goes out into the economy.
Investments. Hallelujah. Amen. Oh my God, there's something wrong with me. But that's what it amounts to, guys. I mean, it's a simple civics lesson. I mean, it's just, yes, it would be nice for us to get a direct tax cut, which is one of them things of why I want a flat tax.
Yeah.
Not even a fair tax. I would be okay with a fair tax in one way of matter of speaking, but a flat tax. It worked for God. Tithe your 10%, which is what tithe means. It's 10. 10! 10! What a fucking 10! It's there. So why can't it work on the government stage? I mean, I don't know. What's wrong with me is no little thing. It really isn't. All right, so this next article. This is going to be an interesting show. All right, so Pence, he helps Cruz pass an amendment of stuff, and he does. So what happened was, I thought this was cool, and I'm just going to tell you this story, why I searched for this article, because I don't even know where it's in here somewhere. I know it is. I put it in here. I read it. I've read it before. I've read it twice. It's great. But anyway, what happened was, there it is. So they're doing this bill. Mike Pence helps pass Cruz amendment expanding 529 plans. I'm going to tell you this story, then I want to tell you what this thing is about. So this thing was so close on its voting. All right, they had one of the Republicans, dumb son of a bitch, he crossed party lines and he voted against it. And then they called up Pence, like, Pence, we got this really close vote coming. We need you to come on down here right meow, and we need you to have, do this tie-breaking vote and do this, and we need you, man. Get in the Batmobile, put on your bat suit, and get down here. So he did. He talks to Alfred, and he's like, I gotta go. He goes, good luck, dude. And he drives on down, motorcade's coming, and then they have a Democrat cross party lines, and he votes for it. Okay, and then they called up Pence back. It's like, dude, don't bother. I think we got this, because we just had a Democrat cross party lines and vote for. So they turned the motorcade back to the mansion, and all was good. And then this Democrat that crossed party lines, he goes back to his seat, and then, like flocks of seagulls going, mine, 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 they beat the holy crap out of this guy. I mean, figuratively, not literally. They throw word bombs at him, and just more, and there you go. So they threw all kinds of stuff at him, and then he went back up, and tail between the legs, he goes up and he goes, I need to change my vote from a for to an against. And then they call up Pence back, and they're like, you know what we said earlier about that whole we got this? Scratch that, mom back. Mom back. Mom back. Mom back. That's another joke. Anyway, so he gets there, and it was a 50-50, so Mike Pence actually got to do the whole vice presidential duties of the whole, tiebreaker vote. So the bill that they voted on was a expanding of the 529 ensures that a child receives an education that meets the individual needs of all kinds of crap. And let's see. Hold on. No, where did you go? Are you too good for your home? Where did it go? I read it earlier. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, so the Senate passed an amendment from Senator Bob Menendez, and that's not his name. It was Ted Cruz. Anyway, on Friday, to the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that will allow 529 college savings plan to expand to primary and secondary school tuition for public, private, and religious schools. Can I get a holla? Holla. There you go. I wonder if I have any people like commenting on this. 2 songs at once. Oh crap! Yeah, I noticed that. I apologize about that, Al. I did see that I was doing stupid, and yes, so yeah, I did. I was doing stupid. I had 2 songs playing at once. It was very horrible. I could only imagine the confusion in the thoughts and minds of my listeners. So I do apologize about that. So, but tax cut plans goes to to help out with tuition of public, private, and religious schools. I thought that was, score in the right direction.
Yeah.
A definite score in the right direction. Let's see. A government shutdown could happen Saturday. I don't even know if that actually happened. Because I know that they had things with the tax plan that they were needing to vote on, needing to get it done. And one of the big, huge...
Well, I was going to say, because that actually affects where I work, and they said they wouldn't know anything until next week.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't keep up with it, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
with it.
I just saw that the thing went out, and I don't know where they went on that. But one of the things that the Democrats are fighting for is the whole dreamers. Because they want basically DACA, and they're going to fight tooth and nail to keep it. I don't know why we need them.
The snowflakes.
The snowflakes. Dude, did you know that calling them a snowflake actually creates mental damage to them and it hurts them?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I thought that was amazing.
Keep doing it.
So keep calling them snowflakes.
Because they're not productive anyway.
Because they're pussies. So, was that my outside voice?
Yes.
Shit. So we also had another huge, major, glorious victory for Americans everywhere. America. Fuck yeah. Come and save the motherfucking day, yeah. Anyway, this is another one that's like, there's going to be like 3 or 4 different articles, and I'm going to just hodgepodge together. Let's see. Gun owners rejoice. House passes Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act. And basically, in short, is what this is going to do is allow your concealed carry firearm owner registration card, just much like your driver's license already does, to where it is valid across state lines.
Hoorah!
Yes! Because apparently, now granted, this isn't open carry everywhere. This is still concealed carry, which, it's a step in the right direction. And that's why I consider this a huge win. An Ohio police chief was interviewed about concealed carry, and he was like, a lot of people get in trouble because of how confusing everything is and how you go from one jurisdiction to another jurisdiction and the laws change. You don't know what those laws are, because sometimes if you don't know where to look, how are you supposed to find the information you need that is relevant in order to do this? So, he gave an example of this dude, we'll call him Bob. So Bob crosses this line, and then he goes into Pennsylvania, and then he goes into New York, and then he goes into New York, he gets pulled over for a traffic violation. He gets pulled over, and he does his civic duty of, yo, I'm armed. Where's it at right now? And then you broke the law. And now he's spending years in jail, fines, costs and stuff, and it's just really, really bad. And that came from an article that I read on that. That one right there. The Ohio police chief, and this article came from Fox News, actually. Very cool. I like to say actually instead of actually, because I just make up my own words, because that's how I roll. And on that House bill that was passed, and this is really, really cool as well. The House bill for loosening the gun restrictions voted, it was 231 to 198. You had 6 Democrats voted to support it, and you had 14 Democrats that fly the R in their name oppose it, little bashers, and they didn't name them in that article, which I think is horseshit, because we need to know who these fuckers are and get them the hell out of office.
You can get online and find out who they were.
Of course, we already know Dick Durbin was one of them.
Durbin.
Yep.
Yeah, Tricky Dicky.
Yes, we already know that he was one of them.
Yes, the Machine Radio Show loves Tricky Dicky.
Yes, you guys do. And another article that I had read talks about how...
Is that you?
Yeah, I vibrated.
Yeah, I felt it over here.
So the House concealed carry bill is arrogant and foolish, which I was like, huh? So my thing is, if you want to talk about, it's an aspect of what part of the Second Amendment of shall not be infringed don't these people understand. And, if you're going to limit and have to buy back your freedom that is already given to you under the Constitution, what about the First Amendment? Why, so this is covered under First Amendment, but why? because back then they had heralds. They didn't have television and video cameras and stuff like that. And I'm going to keep bouncing because now it's fun. So, and then back then they used ink and quill, so obviously a pen and a keyboard is not, protected under the Second Amendment because they said it's the Second Amendment. Well, they were only talking about muskets. And so muskets are covered, but AR-15s are not because they're idiots and fools.
They had so much more back then, though. I mean, they had semi-automatic weapons back then.
They had armaments.
Yes.
That's a part of history that they are trying to take away from you.
Because if the people are dumbed down, they will not know any better.
All right, next article. Ray Moore. America was great at the time when families were united and our country had a direction, I think. I read this and it was really, really cool. Hold on. Let me get into it. I'm there, but... Oh, yeah. Yeah, here it is. I think it was great at the time when families were united, even though we had slavery. They cared for one another. People were strong in their families. Our families were strong, and our country had a direction. And that's what, because that's one of the things, that, and I know you guys talked about this a little bit on the Machine Radio show. As far as slavery goes, that because he was addressing, I guess he was talking to the one black person that was in the crowd about America was great back then. Even though we had slavery, yes, it was still great. Now here's the thing, though, slavery is nothing new. Headline from the Ho Ho Show: slavery is nothing new, guys. This has been around for years. Okay, the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt for 400 freaking years. The Indians were enslaved in America before we brought black people from Africa, and they were enslaved in Africa before we brought them here. It's not like we were like, hey, win a free boat trip to America, and then fooled you, and then we put them in chains. That's not how it happened. They were enslaved before they came here. So we didn't invent slavery for the black people either. Hello. And the Irish, we enslaved the Irish, but it's one of them things that, okay, just so you know, you're a slave. Yeah, if you're listening to this, you're a slave. Allow me to paint the picture. Because a slave is somebody who does not work for their own benefit and good, but they work for the good and benefit of somebody else. Do you own your car, or do you pay for your car via loan to a bank? Oh, yeah, I'm sure just like most Americans here, they do not own their car. They do not own their house. They are making payments to somebody else. Therefore, you are working for somebody else's benefit, not your own. That makes you a slave. The only difference is that in today's day and age, we have the ability to pick our masses.
Mm-hmm.
But that's more or less one of the things that makes it different. But even still, we are not working for our own gain. And here's the thing, though, too, that are you going to call people like Abraham bad people? People like Moses, bad people. People like to damn near everybody in the Bible, bad people, because damn near every single one of these people that were classified as holy people had slaves. It's not that you have a slave, because it's just, generally speaking, it is a business relationship. That's how you settled disputes. That's how you settled debts. Was you go into slavery for somebody else, and you are a slave. You are working on their land, you are working for them, and you are making pennies to the dollar, But it isn't that you had slaves, it's how you treated your slaves.
Exactly.
That was the defining issue, because even in the Bible, he may not have, he did not talk against owning slaves. He talked against, in the Bible, about how you treat your slaves. Mm-hmm. Exactly. A defining difference. Okay. And since I got into a little bit of a biblical thing here, you have to read the Gospels to discover the Jesus that nobody likes to talk about, which is hilarious because I had somebody ask me not that long ago, I think it was you actually, can you be a Christian and a Democrat? And the answer is, hell no, you cannot. It wasn't you? It was somebody else? Well, shit. So somebody else asked me the question. And of course, the answer is no, you cannot be. Because Jesus was he was pro-Second Amendment. He believed in gun rights. Okay, he believed in small government. He believed in self-responsibility. He believed in being self-sufficient. And he believed in a localized government, the 10th Amendment. He believed in that, And this is the Jesus that Democrats do not want you to know about,
Yeah.
So no, you cannot be a Democrat. Oh yeah, that whole Christianity, is a faith based off of the birth of a child. So of course you cannot be pro-choice and be a Christian as well, because then you are advocating, for murder. Mm-hmm. Late-term abortion and, partial birth abortion. And how can you be for death and be... So, yes, fuck you guys if you're a Democrat and consider yourself a Christian.
Damn.
Hey, I bring it to you as it is. I didn't say you was going to like it. It's just going to be the truth. So fuck you guys. All right. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Quick break. When I return, holy crap, this is damn near 2 hours. It sucks. So quick break. And when I return, we're going to cover a little bit of North Korea bull crap, and that should be quick. And then we got a little bit of a little bit of tech crap and movie crap that we're going to bring into it too. So in just a little while, I will be back. Broadcasting live from the attic. Your host, Ho-Ho, along with special guest, Matt.
Mateo.
That's funny. All right, these next handful of articles I'm going to do really quick because they all kind of coincide with each other. And then I'm going to get into some movie news and a couple tech things that I got. So here's what's I got. So the U.S. Navy, they are preparing for an so the U.S. Navy preps for air war over Korea, and this headline came out of I don't even know where. I think it's like one of the last ones that I did, so it's not there. But anyway, this is nothing new, okay? Because this is something that they have been. This is an annual war games that the U.S. does with South Korea, and so it's nothing new. And a North Korean official he made a statement with somebody that an upcoming war with the U.S. is not a question of if, but a question of when. He classifies it as an established fact. And one of the reasons behind that is this war game that they're doing, this annual war game, that this is not, the first annual. It's not like this. This is something that they have done numerous times. So he's using old news to justify a new war. Complete and utter horseshit. And then you have one of the things out there of an F-35 could intercept a North Korean missile launch, and of which case, backwards thinking, if they use a missile, if they actually take down the missile launch, like that's going to, provoke and cause war. That's what I call backwards thinking. How could, a response to an attack cause an attack? Retarded people. That's mainly what they're saying. I thought this was funny too, that the Pentagon said that we would win a war with North Korea back in 1994, although there would have been huge casualties. And this came out of a declassified document. And I thought this was also kind of cool. North Korea I didn't think it was kind of cool, but North Korea propaganda film that they did back in 1992 that's getting re-emerged because basically with one of the things of that defector that crossed over and whatnot. And Trump North Korea policy could trigger famine. And one of the things that we are trying to get China to do is enforce a fuel sanction, which is one of them things that, increased sanctions over there will definitely cause problems with their own economy. We're trying to force them into submission, is basically what that amounts to. So, yes, that was a lot I just kind of thrown at you, but what say you?
Well, isn't the Olympics supposed to be going on over there? Does anybody know? Because I've been hearing talks about the U.S. is not going to send their athletes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's South Korea, maybe. China. But it's somewhere too close to North Korea that they're not wanting to send American athletes. Or they're talking about not sending them. And, I think that come from an ambassador. They
okay, yeah, I heard about that too, but I haven't actually heard of where the Olympics was going to be held at. But yeah, I heard about that too, and it made me interested.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't heard where it's actually going to be held at. But yeah, I heard that that the U.S. will possibly not be participating in the Olympics this year.
What was I say? We've got extra Moabs.
Right.
I think we've got 13 of them.
There was a point in our history where we declared war, not once, or I'm sorry, we didn't declare war. We declared peace with Japan. We need to do that to North Korea.
Yeah. Japan asked us if we wanted to come out and play, and we said, catch. Didn't hear back from them. We said, catch again.
All we did was just want to play ball. We just wanted to play catch, Our ball was bigger than theirs.
Yeah. Never mind.
Right? So, apparently, moving on to a little bit more movie stuff I got goings-ons now.
Ooh.
I know. So, headline, Batman to be replaced.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that.
I have been hearing about that. Now, did you hear as far as who the top pick is for his replacement?
No, I've heard something they've been tossing around, but I never did hear a top pick.
The top pick that I heard, according to this article that I pulled up, was Jake Gyllenhaal. Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah. I don't think he can do it.
See, I think he would actually make a much better Joker.
Yeah.
I don't know so much as far as Batman is concerned. However, I'm anxious to see what he brings to the role.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I don't know exactly. Well, they were basically with the Justice League flop that they were, what are they going to do to try to salvage this whole thing? And I guess that was one of the options that they came up with, was replacing Ben Affleck as Batman. And
Or are they blaming him for the flop?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I guess Wonder Woman wasn't, it didn't do so well in box offices either. Batman, I guess, did fine, I'm sorry, not Batman, but Superman did fine, and I don't think that they are really talking about replacing him. But the only one, and I guess Aquaman, they're looking at replacing him as well, because I heard some Aquaman being, thrown in there. Yeah, which I thought, from everything I've heard, that he did a great job with the role. Mm-hmm. Granted, I have not seen the movie, so it's hard for me to.
And honestly, that's the only reason why I wanted to watch it, was because of, what's his name, Jason Momoa. Mm-hmm. Because he was in Game of Thrones.
Yep, Bob.
But I want to watch him as Aquaman, because I honestly thought he was the perfect pick.
Oh yeah, I mean
for that role.
He has the size, he had the build,
Mm-hmm.
he had, I thought it was pretty cool. Next movie news that I heard, they are doing Quentin Tarantino is going to be doing a new Star Trek movie. And it's going to be rated R because, of course, it's going to be rated R, as Quentin Tarantino said.
I know, I'm thinking of all his movies he's done, and then I'm trying to picture this Star Trek movie.
Right. And I guess Patrick Stewart has already agreed to play Picard.
Well, they can't get anybody else to play Picard. Patrick Stewart is Picard.
Exactly. I mean, you've got to do it. So, I'm excited to see it. I guess it's going to be like basically the darkest Star Trek yet. Yeah, I'm anxious to see what they do, because basically if they're going to do more or less the Next Generation type casting, the last one was First Contact, I believe, or Nemesis. Was it First Contact or Nemesis? Nemesis was the most recent one. Okay, so yeah, so that was the last one that they did that was actually a Next Generation cast. So I'm actually very, very excited to see what they come up. Because Quentin Tarantino, I mean, he's over the top, blood, guts, gore. That's just typical Quentin Tarantino. I don't like his politics. I despise his politics.
Yeah.
I despise most everything about the man as far as that type of stuff goes. However, as a director, I like his imagination. I like what he comes up with. I mean, yes, it's over the top. Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2. Hello, From Dusk Till Dawn. Come on. Even wasn't Desperado his? Desperado. I know he's the one. He was in the movie.
I don't know. I think it was.
I think it was. I don't know if Once Upon a Time in Mexico was his, but if I'm even saying the right title of the movie, I have no freaking clue. But I think Desperado was his, and I only say that because he is a writer director, and he was in the movie, and pretty much that's just how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what he does with it. I really am, and I like what he's done. I liked his artistic flair of what he brings to it, and I think it's going to be. It's got potential. Let's just put it that way. It's got potential. And since I am talking about Patrick Stewart, a movie that I am excited about, extremely excited about, and let me actually go ahead and bring, what the heck? Oh, man, don't you do that. Okay, there we go. Whew, I scared myself. Crap. All right, I just closed down the screen that I really did not mean to do.
Hang on, we are experiencing technical difficulties.
We will be back after these few moments. Beep. Okay, and we're back. I clicked the wrong button there, and I totally did not mean to do that. And now this whole thing has to load again. And it is, snow is in our forecast. Did you know? Do you like snow? I like snow. So here we go. this headline, X-Men Dark Phoenix plot, first look, and spoilers to topless Sophie Turner sets internet ablaze photos. And of course, yeah, see, look at that one. It's almost too CG'd. I mean, it's neat, but at the same time, I think they kind of went overboard with it. I really do on that one.
Well, I think, Sophie Turner.
That one's a little better.
She also plays Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones.
Yes, and
I believe she's done a very good portrayal of Jean Grey.
Yes, I do too. I do too. All right, now I have to admit, I mean, I know that you are a hell of a lot farther in Game of Thrones than what I am. I think I am okay. I've gotten to the point to where she basically, with the help of Dickless, gets away from House Stark in the north.
Bolton.
Yeah.
Ramsay Bolton, is that who you're talking about?
Well, she gets away from the dude that overtook it, and Gilmore Gray, or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he helps her escape. Okay, so that's more or less where I'm at in there. I think that's what, season 4, season 5, something like that. I don't know, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think you're around season 5.
Yeah. So, and I've basically heard that her character after that point really her character really goes a different direction and changes.
Yes.
And that is, shush, no spoilers. But that's one of the things that I have heard about that. And I mean, I gotta admit, according to, what I knew of the character pre that, I had a lot of reservations on her playing basically Phoenix, Jean Grey. But whenever I watched Apocalypse, oh my God.
I know, right?
OMG. Ermy Gur. It was absolutely amazing how and that one part with the whole, and the whole yeah, it was great. Dude, I was standing, Hercules. I was excited. It was, I mean, dude, she did a good job.
And you got to see a little bit of that Phoenix, too.
Exactly, and that was one of the things that I thought was so cool, because in the original, because you got like 9+ episodes, 12 episodes or whatever because you have the original Jean Grey, the original series that they did. You have the X-Men Origins trilogy. You have the Wolverine trilogy, or at least the Wolverine trilogy. You have the you've got so many, so you got 3 different trilogies right there that just kind of go all over the place on the timeline. But the cool thing is they're all connected. But you had the original Jean Grey, and then you have with how Jean Grey was portrayed and how Phoenix was, and how Jean Grey was totally not even in control of Phoenix, and the professor had to lock that shit up in her. And then to this trilogy with the changing of the timeline, which they, Days of Future Past, they at least explained it. They didn't pull the horse shit that, the Highlander did within Days, which pissed me off to no end. So they at least explained the shit, and now you have a revamping of the character that you have a much wiser, because of the mind meld between old him, young him, Wolverine in there too, and just wow. At one with her character.
Yeah.
And I mean, just holy shit. I mean, it really shows that she is probably the most powerful of the X-Men, most powerful of the mutants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
mean, dude.
Even more powerful than Xavier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because he could not contain her.
Yeah.
He couldn't. She is out of his league. And she is in a league all of her own. I mean, just holy shit. And she did an amazing job with the character, absolutely amazing job. I was excited. So I am extremely extremely excited about that one. I guess kind of another one I've seen. Are you a wrestling fan?
It depends on storylines. I bounce in and out.
Kevin Nash.
I remember Kevin Nash.
Yeah. You suck.
I do not.
That's what I was told. So here you go. Gruesome photo ends 3 decades of hell for WWE star. Apparently, Kevin Nash had some knee issues. There's the picture of it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right? Not that. That.
That's gnarly.
That is gnarly. They did a... He's actually looking to, possibly get maybe back into it again. But I guess he had knee issues, something happened, and yeah, so now after apparently 3 years, he was able to get surgery done and get knee fixed, and now he's looking to, recover and rejuvenate. And I seen Kevin Nash, and I'm a huge Kevin Nash fan. I guess not a huge Kevin. Well, I'm huge, but not a huge Kevin. You know what I'm saying. But I like him. The hell? She called me skinny. It's just, how dare you?
When I was there for a while, I had noticed that he had disappeared, but then he was appearing in movies like, The Punisher, The Longest Yard.
Oh yeah, he was in The Punisher, and yes, he was in The Longest Yard. I remember that one. Dude, his role in that movie was hilarious.
The Longest Yard?
Yes, it
I
was.
loved it.
Oh my God, they gave him. He was taking. What was he taking?
He was taking
remember.
a steroid,
Oh, he was
testosterone steroid.
Yes, and they replaced his testosterone steroid with an estrogen thing.
It had the opposite effect.
And he's getting all emotional, and his titties are hurting. It's like, my titties are hurting. Why are you yelling at me? Oh, it was hilarious.
All I ever did was care.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good times, good times. And that's one thing that was pretty cool because it really shows his ability, comedic actor, and it was very cool. His willingness to be made fun of, if you will.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool. I really did. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Shut up. That pretty well concludes the show, guys. I thank you very much for listening, and I hope. Let me see. What?
What?
I have no idea. Catilda? Semifa? I have no idea. I have no clue. But, yeah, thank you guys for joining, and just all kinds of good stuff coming in the future. I'm super duper excited about it, and I hope y'all's are too.
Oh, yeah.
Going to be some really good times. Weaponized Sloth Productions.
And the more I get things lined out, I'll float you information about how closer I'm getting.
Definitely. And that's the thing too. You've got equipment.
Yep, I have equipment now.
I'm not talking about that kind of equipment. I'm talking radio gear equipment. I'm not going to. Right? I'm not. Come on now. What you? Oh, what are you talking about then? What?
I did my throat, not my nose.
Oh well, I'm sorry.
Do it your throat now. Do it your throat.
I don't like that. Oh, I can do that. I'm not hacking up a loogie. I promise you, I'm not.
Make noises.
So, yeah. So you've got everything you need at this point. Now it's just getting. So okay. So. Has a taste, motherfucker. No,
Sweet.
and salty. What?
Alrighty then.
I was gonna add, but never mind.
All right. Direct. No. Shit. All right. So, I guess program stuff. Format. Have you pretty well settled on format type of thing? Because I've given you a lot of different ideas and whatnot as far as, podcasts on how to make podcasts. So I know that you've been listening to a lot of that and getting direction and guidance from them. And I'm sure that they would say that, burping in the microphone is not a good thing to do.
I'm pretty sure they would too.
I'm absolutely positive that they would say, refrain from burping or farting on your equipment. It's just not professional. Yeah, probably not puke. That'd be bad.
Yeah, just
It would be, I mean, chunky, because I'm using a pop filter. So, I mean, with chunks in there, you have to use a toothbrush to brush it out. And, I mean, you've got the screen. You have to brush that out. And, I mean, it's going
take
to...
it apart.
Right. And it's just, I mean, you're talking...
every little microscopic chunk to make it work again.
I know,
Sound
because the
It's gonna be
diaphragm is going to be clogged.
The hell with this. We'll just buy new ones.
Right. And that would be what I would do. I would just say, or I'd say, here, you take it.
Don't
Don't mind the smell.
spray
So-
grease before they get it.
What is that corn? Oh.
Just do- Wrong end.
Is that a potato?
Is that a potato? Is that the French fry? Smells okay.
Oh, it tastes horrifying. Okay. never mind.
It's what they call recycled bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Recycled.
Packing bananas, recycled.
Ooh, I like the dried banana. Anyway, I thought not like bomb banana. Like the stuff that's like not the actual banana, but it's in the banana.
Banana chips.
Yes. Can we get some?
Yeah, I can get you some. Get you some. All right, guys. That is the show. We went over 2 hours.
Tokyo.
I'm pretty sure we did. Really, Tune In Tokyo?
I had to.
That's your
closure.
that's my closure. Really?
Want me to shout
To
and
Tune In
squeeze it?
Tokyo?
Fine, squeeze
And I
it
still
in.
have a whole... She's squeezing his nip-nips over here. So I have a whole nother pile of stuff that I did not get to on this show. So I will probably be extending this show tomorrow in a Saturday. Don't you... I will hurt. She's sniffing it. Are you going to lick it? She licked it.
Oh, it has been claimed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she just claimed my papers. My notes for the next show.
It
So...
was only the top one.
Oh, it's just the top one? Okay, so I can't use the top one. I can use the next one. What's that one say? Northeast snowfall. I don't need that one anyway. Now she just licked the whole thing.
No, I didn't.
Up and down.
I just. Oh, okay. I mean,
Guess what?
I'm your huckleberry.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
what'd you just play?
Nothing.
You'll have to listen.
Because I'm not going to tell you.
Hey.
I can't play it now. Oh, yeah, I might as well get this one out of my system.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Because I can't play that one anymore. English, motherfucker.
Bleeper.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. English mother... Can you spell? That was loud as hell.
Yeah, it was loud.
Oh my
I heard it.
God.
I didn't even got headphones on, and I heard it from here.
That made me scream.
Was that the screaming goat?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
All right, guys. So that is the show. Thank you very much for listening, participating, and I hope you guys enjoy this one as much as I did. This was a good time. All right, so good night. Sleep tight, and if the bed bugs bite them, motherfucker, bite them back.
Absolutely.
That's right. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye, guys. Yeah, I muted myself on that one.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't mean to. Of course, it's still going on here. Bye, guys.